Hey there, this is the Pythonic accountant, and today we're going to take a look at a new AI tool that I've been playing with a lot, and I really think you should check out if you haven't tried it. So there's a slew of different coding assistants, but Cursor is one of the latest that I've really enjoyed playing with. It takes a little bit to set up, but not too much. You download it and you install it on your desktop, and then you're able to start coding with it. And I'm using the full agent mode. They have a few different modes that you can get into, like ask to ask questions about the code base. I think there's some other ways you can interact with it, but I really like the agent mode. So what I did was I said, hey, write a simple Python Streamlit app that works as a simple accounting software. And it came up with a to-do list. It said, create the main Streamlit app, implement transaction recording, add transaction history viewing, current balance calculation and summary, add data persistence with CSV, create requirements.txt file. So I love that it came up with a plan, a set of to-dos, and then by itself went ahead and started doing all of those to-dos. So it's like, all right, let me create the main Streamlit app and basically check all of the items off the box until it's done. And now it's giving me sort of a summary. It's like, perfect. I've created a simple but comprehensive accounting software. It's got core features like transaction recording, real-time balance calculation, transaction history, category analysis, data persistence with a CSV, which is right here, and data export, and then a nice user interface. So I did go ahead and do the installations of all of the Python and all the libraries that I needed. So let's go ahead and run this thing and see what it looks like. So Streamlit run accounting app. And so I didn't touch any of the code. Basically, it wrote all this code for me. And it wrote the README file, which gives kind of the instructions for how to run the file. And then it came up with the requirements.txt. So that way we knew how to install the right libraries. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Streamlit run app, and now it's going to pop open, and this saved my transactions that I had played with before, but I'm going to go ahead and clear all data, and it's got no transactions yet. That's your first transaction. So let's say income, and this is very simple. This is not like double entry accounting by any means. It sort of gets us there, but not really. So let's see, services for $5 million, and category is services revenue. And so you can just type in whatever category you want. So it's not really very general ledger like or trial balance like, but it does have a little ledger. You got the date, the type, description, category, and amount. And at least the type is one of two, income or expense. But let's do an expense. Let's call this salaries, and we'll do 3 million. And salaries. And let's put that on Friday, add the transaction. So sure enough, I mean, basic math gets that right. Income minus expenses gives us our current balance. So it's kind of accrual accounting-ish. And it's got a download CSV. And then if you look at the actual transactions, you can see it saved them here, which is pretty cool. So I'm pretty happy about this. But let's say I want to do a few more things. And by the way, I'm installing the extensions in the cursor just to make it look nicer for the CSV. But let's say I want to make this a little more complex, like good start, but I'd like to be more robust. How about double entry accounting, uh, accrual accounting with scenarios for drop down, like record invoice, record payments, invoice, um, and let's see, other stuff like that. Also, how about, let's see, a chart of accounts management and a trial balance reports. Let's see what it does here. Great. So it understands what I'm asking for. It's coming up with a new list of things to do. It's okay, I'm going to design a chart of accounts structure, implement double entry bookkeeping system. It's going to create a transaction scenario, build the chart of accounts management interface, implement trial balance reports, add a general ledger view, and create financial statements and data validation. Awesome. So it looks like it's doing it. So let's pop open the file, and we might be able to kind of see some of the working. Sometimes it'll show you when it's making changes, or you'll see the changes made after it happens. But it's pretty cool. We're going to pause and come back when it's finished doing these edits. All right, so it's done. Let's see what it did. We've got some notes here. So let's see. It created a comprehensive professional grade accounting system with all the features we requested. Great, not going to read through all these, but let's go ahead and pull it up and see if we can get it to refresh and show us what it did. Oh, that's not it. That's my ChatGPT conversation. Let's see. I think I've got to start it back up here. And let's get it going. Okay, so I see what it did. It changed the location where it saved it and put it instead of under accounting app, it put under accounting system. And it's still got the same requirements, so that's good. So let's go ahead and go back one level and we'll do Streamlit run accounting system .py and let's take a look at this puppy. All right, so we've got professional accounting system. We've got a dashboard here. We've got chart of accounts that we can manage. Ooh, this is looking fancy. Can we edit these? Oh, wow, that's nice. Accounts. Oh, it's not editable. Okay, but that's still cool. There, I think there's a way you can edit it if you want to change it that way. So I can do add new account. Looks like I can't delete the accounts, but that's all right. Let's add an account called, well, let's just call it, I don't know, second cash account too. 1050 asset, more cash, and add accounts. And let's see, where did it put it? Maybe that one didn't work. So I don't think I see more cash in there. That's all right. Record transaction. So we've got sales, payment of invoice. Let's see, record purchase invoice, vendor name, McDonald's, and $50. Let's see, burgers, fries, MCD1. And oh, that's not good. I don't know what that means. I don't think that's what it's supposed to do though. Pick the wrong reference. Record purchase. Let's just see what it does. Dashboard. Okay. Oh, so it does a negative accounts payable and negative net income. So, oh, I see. Yeah. So it's a credit balance for accounts payable. That's correct. And negative $50 for income. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's look at the journal entries. And sure enough, we can see the journal entry. That's great. Oh, and I see now it shows up here what the correct account was, but it didn't give us the list of the accounts and the record transaction piece. Trial balance, we can see this looks like a valid trial balance and it nets to 0. That's great. And financial statements. Okay, we've got a P&L with $50 cost of goods sold, total expenses, and a net loss, and a balance sheet. Okay, this is pretty cool. Definitely had some bugs in it, but for a first go with just a couple of prompts, I'm pretty happy with this. So hope you enjoyed this, and I encourage you to try out Cursor. We're going to do a lot more experimenting with this, but I think it's pretty awesome. Stay tuned. We'll do some more soon. Thanks.